is not interesting, but I gotta apologize because last time I was gonna come out and I hurt my knee.
Yeah, we need to
pretty bad.
Shed some light on that.
Well, you can see right here. This is the scar, and this knee basically doesn't work. So I got one.
And that's a problem?
Mono knee.
Mono knee.
Yeah,
Okay.
Like,
So is that knee more powerful now?
this leg's pretty strong. This knee it's a good hinge. This one, any fucking hole will do.
Nice.
Take it right out. So that's what happened.
Pull that mic to your mouth.
Is that better?
That's way better.
Is that creamy goodness?
Yeah, it's really good.
How you guys been?
Been great, dude.
What's happening? What's happening in the pod world?
The pod world?
Yeah, like.
Don't ask me.
Well, hold on. Let me sync us up here. The pod world is exhausting.
Yeah.
And time consuming.
It's a lot of content coming out.
Yeah.
I like it though.
Thank you.
I think
that makes me feel really good.
You should feel good because there's also like when you're putting them out and they're like on Instagram and you're like getting little snippets of like what the episode's about. Like there's fun little graphics and there's just it feels very well like taken care of.
Yes.
Like it's manicured a bit and I like that.
Thank you. I started because at first it was like we did the video. I started doing video like basically just for clips. Like no one's watching these on YouTube. I don't expect anybody to sit there. I'm not Joe Rogan, right? Like we're not Joe Rogan. Like no one's going to sit there and watch these. But like
you don't have to include me in it.
It's basically just the clips. And so I was like posting them and I was like other ones just look better and I don't have the time to do that. And then finally I was like fuck it. I just have to like put in the time to do it. And now doing one like probably like 30-second video takes like 15 minutes to do. Like it doesn't sound like a lot, but from one episode, if you get like 10 clips, that's maybe a conservative, right? I usually get like 15 and then as I'm doing it, I'm like, it's not that funny. It's like I could spend a couple hours just on like one chunk of clips and it takes a long ass time. But in the end, it looks a lot better and hopefully, I don't know what the purpose is. You just feel like an obligation as like a creator in the space where like you have to post stuff.
That's what it's about though.
Yeah.
Like I mean you're creating content and you're putting the content out, so you have a pipeline. And I think it's actually great that you have the mindset of whoever listens to whatever. Like you're not trying to, if it happened, it would be great.
Yeah.
But I also think that that's one of the coolest things about just the podcast in general, because everybody starts as nobody. I mean, Joe Rogan's a little different. You mentioned, but like, if Barack Obama started a podcast, like people might have heard of him,
maybe,
and then
he's
like,
got a little bit of a following.
Like a following, and so there's, I think that's one of the strengths of the pod is like, I want to listen to people I don't know, like Uncharted, quote unquote, like just talking.
Yeah,
there's no fucking plan necessarily.
Yeah,
unless people voted for Diet Coke.
Sure. One person voted for Diet Coke.
It wasn't me, because I
checked. It wasn't you.
No, it wasn't me. But I
voted myself when I'm on the pod. Yes, I voted for Nic Cage.
Yeah, obviously.
Come on.
Right. Which I do want to get into.
Yeah, of course.
I like.
Well, he's here,
yes.
so
hello, Nick.
He's with us.
Yeah.
Did you know there's a book, Age of Cage? Did we talk about this? There's a book about his life as an actor. So I think it's right around 200 pages, something like that. Don't quote me on that, but I bought it. I haven't read it, but I'm very excited to read it. And anybody who names their book "The Age of Cage" is
The Age of Cage.
That's great.
There's no way I'm not purchasing that.
Yeah.
Who wrote it? Him?
No, it's sort
Paid
of
someone to write it about him.
Yeah,
He got like his quill out and he's like,
it's just
It's called the Declaration.
right. It's right in between National Treasure movies. He just grabbed his
on the set,
on set quill and right there.
There's a map on the back.
Where's my quill?
It's a biography on him, and I just can't wait to read it.
It's probably wild.
That's the thing is, I think it's wild, but I also think he's not like when you.
It's like an on-screen wild.
Yeah, I think Nic Cage is a very like private dude, and I think that face, that whole thing,
is it just
that's the
giant bit?
Yeah, that's the money maker.
Yeah,
and like he's, from what I've heard, he's like a very sweet guy. Like
and the movie that's kind of how it is.
It is.
It's all about his image,
right,
and how he portrays himself.
Yeah, like I'm not going to fucking be that thing for somebody else if it's not a movie,
right?
Yet it's also awesome because him not being him is amazing.
Yeah.
Like him not being Nic Cage, not being quote unquote Nic Cage.
Yeah.
Is fucking amazing. And well, that movie's it's so.
It was fun.
It's grand. It's fun. It's like emotional. It's Nic Cage.
The best part of it was his like alter ego telling him what to do.
Oh yeah.
That was like as far like extreme Nic Cage as you can get the whole time.
Nicky, isn't he called
Nicky? Yeah.
Nicky? That's so fucking great. And I guess when they were trying to get that made, like the team sent it, like he turned it down multiple times, and I could totally see why. Like in a way, you're getting this script sent to you that's sort of about like playing you, and you're like that's like almost a slap in the face.
Is this a typo? Like
right, you know what I mean? And I could just see him just going, what the fuck these guys want? And then it's like,
but
no.
also, I don't see him turning down many movies.
Well, yes, but the legacy I think was important.
Yeah.
About leaving that version of you out in the wild as that. And I think that's what's sort of cool about him is he did all these things. Yeah. Did all these movies. Like he's done so many genres.
And so many bad movies too.
Yeah. I can't say a bad thing about Nic Cage.
He's weird because he is like such an enigma in like the public space, like you said. Like he doesn't do podcasts, he doesn't do interviews, he doesn't do anything like that. Like I don't know if you still listen to Armchair Expert, but Dak Shepard on his podcast talks like openly. He's like, I've tried to like reach out to get him on the show, and he just like
he's not into it.
Just not into it. Like it doesn't come from him directly, just from his party. I'm sure it doesn't even get to him. I'm sure there's
they know he doesn't want to.
Like, look, he does movies about himself, not podcasts.
Maybe he did a podcast about himself.
Maybe, yeah.
I mean, I find that's super fascinating, but at the same time, it's kind of nice to know he's just a human.
Totally.
Yeah.
He's just a person that's, he doesn't want to forever be this, guy with this image. That's what made him his money. I mean, I've heard the same thing about like Harrison Ford, that like he's somebody that I fucking love him. Right. But I know better, and I've heard from many people about not like meeting your heroes. I fucking know if they said you're gonna go spend a night in a theater with Harrison Ford and you're gonna have the best time. We're gonna serve you food. You can wear a fucking fedora, and then we're gonna bring you a whip, and you can just hang out with him. Sweet. I'd be like, I'm not doing it.
I'm good.
I'm not doing it because I know
it's not gonna live up to what you want it to be.
Yeah, unless I'm talking about planes or like stuff like outdoorsy stuff, which I've never done. He's not into it. That guy.
Like, is he just is he like a douche?
No, he's just like, that's
particular?
his work is work. And then like hobbies is like who he is.
Yeah.
Just from what I've observed. Yeah. And I just like, I wouldn't want to, it's like when Kevin Smith met Bruce Willis and he was like basically the worst thing in my life. Like he was my hero and I met him and it was like,
who's Kevin Smith?
The worst thing ever. The Clerks director, filmmaker, writer, comic book nerd.
But he's talked about meeting who? Bruce Willis?
He did a movie. What is it?
Cop Out?
Cop Out, yes.
Yeah.
Cop with Tracy Morgan.
Tracy Morgan, yeah.
And
actually a pretty funny movie.
It is a funny movie, but like Bruce Willis was like, Zydeco. I mean, who does it's John McClane.
Yeah.
Right? Like, who doesn't want to work with John McClane? And then you work with him, he's not who you thought. Like that, can you imagine the fucking wind leaving your sails? Yeah. You're just like,
you're so much better off just like
everything I aspired to be is now crushed. Like
I don't know that's like the number one thing.
I'll be right back.
Yeah, I would not do. I would certainly not want to like meet my idols.
Yeah,
it's not a. I mean, that's actually an interesting thing to think about because it's not like it happens all the time where you get an opportunity to meet like people you totally respect or like really look up to. Would you do it?
I don't know. I think it would depend on the person. Maybe. I don't know. Because I wouldn't want to be let down.
Yeah.
I really don't know.
Yeah, I have extreme reservations about meeting somebody that I have so much like a deep love for, for the sheer fact that they might be an actual piece of shit and like totally ruin it for me. Like I don't want to know that side. I kind of prefer that to be like a surprise that I never like
Or just a rumor. I want that to just be a rumor.
Yeah, like I don't want to know.
Yeah.
That's how I feel like meeting John Mayer would be.
Yeah,
I feel like John Mayer is like maybe a cool dude.
could be.
I don't know, man. He's John fucking Mayer. Like, what would...
Because he knows he's John Mayer.
I already think he's awesome
Right.
and really funny. What do I need to confirm? I don't need to confirm anything.
But it's like that part of you that's like
Maybe I gotta know.
yeah, like
I
you have to know. Like, and
yeah.
also, who's the asshole? Someone who John Mayer's like, hey, come hang out with me, and you're like, nope, or like that's
You sure you won this raffle? Next, do another raffle then.
yeah. And he's like, well, why? And he's like, and you're like, because I think you might be a dick. And he's
I'm
like,
busy.
you're the one that doesn't want to meet me. It would be weird to turn that down, but I wouldn't blame you.
Yeah.
I seriously wouldn't, because it just something that freaks me out. Like just meeting somebody you totally respect and they turn out to be not that at all.
I don't know how this thought just came to my brain. When you win the lottery, can you do it anonymously?
Yeah.
In certain states, I think. I don't know.
I think you can do it in all of them.
Really in all
I
of them?
think so.
That'd be the only way to go.
Dude,
Yeah, there's no way.
There's no way in shit. Or could you put out a fake name? To be like
I know.
Bob Ballsack
Yeah. Yeah.
That's quite a name.
right off the tongue too,
Yeah,
like super quick like that. Like that's your name? Yep.
Totally a believable name
Yeah.
too. I mean,
Somebody recently that won, like within the last like year or two, when they had their whole like claim your check photo, they wore a mask so that none of their family
Like a
could
ski
see.
mask?
Yeah. Or like a clown mask or something, so that nobody could see his face because he don't want anybody
fucking
to know.
clown mask.
Nice.
And
dude.
he
What a
did. He
bit.
wanted it to be anonymous, so he didn't have his name on the check or anything.
Oh man, that'd be so cool to anonymously win just like this,
Like $1 billion?
Yeah, I mean that like just happened, right?
Yeah.
Somebody
Yeah.
won the Mega Millions. I mean, you really only get like 620,000 or something like that, which is
Million.
still
$1 million.
Oh yeah, 620 million. Sorry,
Yeah.
yeah. Sorry, we're in the B's.
I mean, I'll take 100,000.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I was gonna say anybody in this room is good with the 1,000
Exactly.
number, but it actually is the millions, and that is nuts.
Absolutely nuts.
And yeah,
Like if we won, like I think I would continue to work and just work until I got fired. Like see what I
Oh,
can
yeah.
do.
Yeah.
Just like how far could I take?
Absolutely.
Could I come in at 2 and leave at 2:45?
oh wow,
and show up in flip flops and a fucking tank top? Like,
Dude, I would totally
that
do
would
it.
be the fucking move. Like, we need to talk about your performance. You know what? It's
We need to
cool.
talk about your performance.
I'm out.
yeah. I think that would be like one of those. Have you seen was it Is it Batman versus no Superman? I can't remember. Justice League. We're at the end where he's talking about like
bought the bank.
Yeah, he bought the
Yeah.
bank, and you're like, we don't need to talk about my performance. Like I bought the company.
yeah.
Like let's
talk about your performance.
Yeah, let's talk
Yeah.
about your future here.
Oh yeah,
You know,
that's a power move.
That's
You know,
the
like,
move.
Buy an entire corporation.
like if you could, well, I mean, there's something to be said about like owning your career, and I guess if you had the money, you could do that. But I struggle. I actually am terrified of winning the lottery.
Yeah, that'd
I'm
be,
actually scared of it.
That would be kind of a curse. But I mean,
But you still play?
Yeah, that'd
I'm
be,
actually scared of it.
That would be kind of a curse. But I mean,
But you still play?
I'm not turning down the money. Let's
I
put it
do,
that
and I'll
way.
tell you what freaks me out. Like I'm with you. If I win the lottery, right? That's a fucking like if you win the lottery, like the odds of you winning are just they're mechanical odds. Like you
Yeah.
need a machine versus a machine, and like it just has to work out, right?
You can't fathom.
No.
the human brain can't fathom the odds.
But this is how fucked it is. If you win the lotto, what are your chances of getting struck by lightning? You're in the fucking wheelhouse now.
oh yeah, you already got
yeah.
one. You already got one.
You're in that part of your life where your odds are pretty good. You won the lotto. What's next? You got stung by the one bee that populates your area that is deadly. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like your foot fucking actually just falls off while you're walking because you have that one disease.
Well, you already got the knee thing.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
well,
Well,
that's-
it's strong knee.
Yeah,
you got strong
exactly.
knee. Mononeetosis.
yeah, exactly. As long as I go to the right, it's safe. But like those are real thoughts that go through my head. Is like if I can win the lotto, then other crazy shit can happen.
But other crazy good shit could happen too. You can meet Harrison Ford.
No,
Yeah, you win the money and then you meet Harrison Ford and you pay him to be nice to you.
Just make a documentary about meeting him.
Yeah.
With him in it, and that would be it. I
There
think.
you go.
You know who I listened to on a podcast that was the most fucking boring was Liam Neeson. He was
Oh,
on
I could-
he was
I
on
bet.
Smartless.
I
don't know if you
didn't even listen to that one.
Well, I was out in it. Well, it's like, dude,
He's not
I
even a
know-
good actor.
It's like you're on a podcast, homie.
Yeah.
Like I don't know if he was promoting a movie, so maybe it was just like, oh, we get Liam Neeson.
What,
And
Taken 9?
Liam Neeson was just
Yeah.
like, oh yeah, I'll do it. Like,
every movie he's done has been the same.
cool. That was like when they had Paul McCartney on, and Paul McCartney was just like sounding like he was talking from his grave, man.
Well, that's different because he is talking from the grave.
He's very old.
But I love Paul McCartney, so I listen to that one.
Yeah, it's fine.
I mean, the Liam Neeson thing that makes total sense.
He's
though.
like I mean, he's like 78 or something.
Yeah.
He's old,
Yeah, he's old as shit.
He's very one. I feel bad saying it, but he's very one note. I mean,
Yeah.
he's good at what he does, but even those movies, if I were to just like take them all and cut specific scenes from them all,
You wouldn't know which movie it's from.
You would know. You'd make your own movie, and that's what they should just do.
There's Taken 1, 2, 3, and Unstoppable.
Yeah, the next movie should be like
and
Taken
then there's like a
Unstoppable.
lightsaber somewhere in there too.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, oh,
That
one.
Bro, you're on a train.
Yeah. I mean, that's one of the ones where maybe the costume design might give it away that it's an edit.
Right.
Because it's, he's wearing a Jedi robe all of a sudden. You're like, what the fuck? But I think most of his other films in the last 20 years have pretty much been him in like a suit or a jacket, beating every living shit out of people, shooting them, or just
And somehow doing this as a senior citizen.
Yeah, right.
Like he's going to IHOP and beating the fuck out of people.
Yeah.
He's like AARP discount.
Yeah, like he's always in these revenge. Like his whole life has just been like revenge
Everyone's out to get him.
positions. It's like you're always in a revenge scenario.
This guy needs to figure it out.
But like, how do you do that? Like in real life, where you're like most of your career in the last 20 years have been about like avenging a death or going after bad guys. How do you in real life like not sit in your house and be like, I'm gonna go for revenge time. Yeah. Like I'm ready for some revenge
Because he knows he's in real life and he's 80.
Yeah, like how do you not like how does that not bleed into your actual psyche? Like it's got to maybe he's just got it all together, but I know
Doubt it.
he's had a lot of experience like beating the shit out of people.
Yeah.
Going after them in like miraculous ways. I do like his movies.
Do you really?
Yeah, I do. I know you don't like him, but I do like.
I liked Taken 1.
You know,
but
like
then they
Taken
just
12?
filmed it. They filmed it 4 more times.
Yeah.
It's the same movie.
You just get taken again and you go do the whole thing. It's like it's just
like-
I think in
Yeah.
the second one they even did the same good luck thing again. I'm like,
Sick callback, dude.
was it the same scene? Like, did you just recycle that same cut?
But you can't beat the fucking electrocution scene in Taken.
Yes, like I said, the first one's good.
It's so good.
I liked the first one.
It's really good. But then like there's you mentioned like Unstoppable, and then there's what is the one where he's like the commuter? Did you see that?
That's the same as Unstoppable, isn't it?
Well, they're all the same. That's what's so great about it. Like it's just him getting on a train and then getting on another like type of train.
The other one's a plane, isn't it?
It's something. It's just him going around on different vehicles, like avenging the death of people. That's what's cool.
Are we too loud?
I turned the mics just a little too hot.
I said 3 hot mics, so you lived
Also,
up to it.
full disclosure, I woke up this morning and like I think I got like some liquid in my ear somehow. Like it sounds like when you get. Have you ever had swimmer's ear?
Yeah.
You know when you're like you got water in your water in your ear. God damn.
Gotcha.
It's fucking me up. I'm like dizzy right now, and you're like walking and you can feel the boom,
Yeah.
Yeah.
like in
It
every
sucks.
like, I'm hitting this like the couch, and it just all I can hear is like the bass in here. We're watching a show, so like I'm here.
Yeah.
But like right now, my brain is like kind of
Not here.
not here. It feels so
Do you have the
uncomfortable.
drops?
Andrea might go get me some.
The drops like
They help so much.
Yeah, they actually like kind of just make it go away.
I don't even. But I woke up this morning, so I don't know if like.
Did you like shower after and?
Yeah, but it was like that before. It was like that before the shower. But it was. I mean, it wasn't that bad. But yeah.
Do you have
it's
you don't have like a history of vertigo, do you?
no.
Yeah, because I get it sometimes where like if I turn a certain way during the day, it's like, oh, we're gonna go back the other way. Fuck that
It's
way.
the knee thing.
Yeah. I mean,
Maybe it's the whole left side of your body.
vertigo, you don't know. It's kind of like flip a coin today. It could be good, could be bad.
One of my employees had pretty bad vertigo.
It's no fun.
He used to just be like, "Hey, I'm not driving."
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you
Weird.
shouldn't. It's not a fun feeling because I had water in my ear because I get earwax buildup.
Mm-hmm.
So I had ridiculously shot a bunch of water in my ear as part of this like it's called
Cleanse?
Debrox or whatever. And so basically you
It's
put
called detox, but okay.
Oh, yeah, it's not. It's so I let it sit in there, right? And then you like take this hot water, you shoot it in there, it melts it, and it gets it out. Well, I had some water in my ear, and then we went on a plane the next day. It sounded like robots talking. Like it was like The pitch was all fucked up. The pressure was insane. It was my wife and I were at Disneyland, so I was like doing this, like, okay, feeling like I'm going down. Mm-hmm. And then we get home, and it was the worst getting off the plane. Like, after we landed, I got up in the aisle and fell over. Like,
oh shit!
It was so bad. I was like, I'm gonna grab my luggage. Nope. And then just like fell.
Wow.
And it was, I've had it before, but it was so bad, and like it was probably because I had the water in the air, and
that sounds miserable.
It can fuck you up, is what I'm saying. Like you get water in there. Mine was deliberate. You'd know if you were like an asshole sitting there shooting water into your ear, like I was.
But okay, like when we've all gotten out of a swimming pool, right, or the ocean, and you feel it, and you can kind of do this thing, and you hear it kind of go.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I've done that till I want to vomit, and I don't feel anything. It just feels like there's water.
Yeah.
That's the weird part. So I don't know. And then you WebMD yourself to have like some brain tumor. So now I'm like, well, I guess this is it. Yeah. No, I really don't know. It's fucking bizarre, but it's like so uncomfortable. Like watching anything or hearing you guys talk or hearing like it's just fucking irritating me, man.
Well,
anyway,
punch you really hard.
What?
Should I punch you in the ear?
Yeah,
really
I don't think
hard?
it's like the hiccups where you like scare it out of me, but
no, if I hit you in the ear, it might help.
Maybe, or bust an eardrum. Yeah, maybe if I put water in the other one and bounce it out.
Yeah,
go.
There you go.
I mean, I wonder if it is.
These are just solutions,
thing. Huh?
These are just solutions.
Yeah.
I can tell you, I think the one thing you don't want to do is go poking around in there. That's for fun.
No. Well, I mean, I did it anyway. No, I didn't. I had my finger and I was just doing like your ears like, and you're like, oh, did I get anything out? And you're like, I can't tell if I just sweated in my ear just now or if I actually got water out. And then I was doing it some more. I'm like, hey, nothing's coming out.
Have you ever had earwax issues?
I have a lot of earwax.
Dude, I'm telling you, like that experience, I've had to go in because it's so sealed up. I get vertigo. So you might have like almost no fucking there's
no pathway.
It's zero, and so you're getting like the most like minute hair or whatever is in there, and you have all these crystals. I mean, we're part alien, right? So
definitely,
it's just like
we're all space dust.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I think you're going to be okay. It's just a matter of
thank you.
I
needed to hear that.
The whole like
I'm not 100% sure.
We'll be in the middle.
If I was a lottery betting man,
ooh,
which I am, and I've never won, but I would say you're going to be all right.
Yeah. I got really bad swimmer's ear once when I was a little kid. We were in Myrtle Beach. I remember I had like crusty shit in my ear. Like
that's what
it was like
Austin
on the
had.
outside of my ear, and it was so. Oh my god, it was miserable.
That is
fucking miserable.
Ears are weird, and
we're so sensitive. We're so like this goes back to like the bee thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like
somehow we're like the
how
alpha
are we
predator.
the apex predator?
Yeah.
But like a fucking bee or a spider is just like done.
yeah,
How did that happen?
it's a great question.
Or an ear.
I think
If
about
this
it a
was
lot.
thousands of years ago, I'd be like, well, we should probably kill him, right? He's probably no good to us now.
Well, I mean,
It's like a horse with a
And
broken
I would
leg.
say in my like, no, I could still walk, I could still hunt. Like, yeah, but you're
You
gonna be
can't
dizzy.
hear.
You can't go on this 5-day trip to kill a deer.
I mean, and think about this too. Not only that, not only can like, deers not defend themselves, and like we have the ability to hunt and do all this crazy shit with tech. Like when animals get sick, dude, they don't get to go to Walgreens. They get none. There's
deal with
none
it.
of that. Like they don't. You know what they're doing when their ear hurts and they have vertigo? They're just going. "Rrrr." That's all they're doing. And the other one, like if it communicates back, sounds the same. That's it. And here we are. We just get on podcasts and be like, my ear's all weird.
My ear hurts, and then just deal with
They
it.
can't even ask the fellow deer, like, what do you think it is? I assume there's no conversation.
You don't think they have
It's
that?
just sort of like, I'm fucked up. The other deer's like, like fucking not paying attention. I don't think there's anything happening. I think we're lucky that at least we can grieve together.
Oh, see, it's all about perspective.
Yeah.
Just look at everything from a perspective
You could
of
be
a
a
deer. You could be a deer.
You could be a deer or a fucking spider.
Yeah. But at least spider. I mean, if I was a spider, like you could like hide, like hang out.
Do you kill spiders when you see them in the house? Are you a spider murderer?
Most of the time, yeah.
You do. You're a murderer. Or do you? Murder
Oh
them?
my god, yes.
You do.
This guy has like a serious beef with spiders, man.
He
He has a Liam Neeson-esque beef with spiders.
Wow.
dude.
Like arachnophobia shit?
Yeah,
Like, wow.
like 100%.
Okay. Like, okay.
And the biggest spiders seem to find me all the time.
Well, you manifest it. You like put it out in
Apparently,
the universe.
at that old house that we rented for a year. I mean, this thing was probably that big, crawling up. It was dark in the room.
I wish, hopefully the audience will see your representation of the scarab spider, the Egyptian fucking movie spider.
Dude, this thing was massive.
Fucking this
Egyptian movie
What
spider.
is that? That's when you move out.
Yeah.
We did.
We
left.
We done. We're
Especially now that you have a child, it could literally swallow it. You know,
Legit.
It's gonna carry it off. It's gonna put it on its back. It's gonna web it up in the corner and be like, well,
you know how okay, so it's dark in the room. We're watching TV.
Yeah.
And you know, your eyes just aren't really adjusted when there's TV light
Yeah.
showing on.
Yeah.
It was that kind of lighting, and I still saw this thing crawling up the wall, and I was like, "What the fuck is that?" Turn the light on. I was like, "Oh my god, what do we do?"
Was it hairy? Like a hairy one?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It was one of those big old like tarantula wolf spiders.
Wolf spiders, yeah. Those things are terrifying.
like long and skinny.
It was pretty meaty. I mean, we didn't have any spider spray in the house because what? Why would we have that? So it was like I don't know, midnight to 1 a.m. ish.
Yeah.
So Emily drove to her parents' house, who were out of town, got their spider spray while I sat there and watched it.
Yeah.
So it didn't go anywhere.
Yeah, you want to
came
know the
back.
whereabouts.
Yeah, it came back. It had moved from like there to there, but I wasn't gonna. Hey, go back that way. No, that wasn't about that.
Draw a perimeter. Yeah.
So she gets the spider spray. I unleashed the whole can of this thing,
Oh.
and it was still like. And
Yeah.
finally, when it fell, I mean, it made a like audible thud.
Wow.
And then Emily's like, "All right, I'll step on it." I was like, "I don't have shoes," so I
They're like, what do you? Go get some cleats. Like,
honestly, like, give me a moon boot, like.
Yeah.
So I put on her UGG, so she had to throw those away, and this thing sounded like it had 5 million bones in it. It crunched so
Oh,
much.
fuck.
do you not kill spiders?
I don't.
You don't? How do you get
Now
them
you
out?
will,
No, I get like a dustpan or something or a cup or whatever.
even if you found like black widows.
Black widows are interesting. I usually try to just move them if they're usually not inside. I don't experience black widows inside.
Sure.
If I did, because they're pretty docile. They don't really they're not really known for moving around.
No.
They're like, hey,
They
why'd you
stay
open
in their
that?
area.
Yeah.
And
So I move them.
That doesn't make them any
Sam
less
goes
scary.
to find them. That's the problem. You
Yeah.
stop finding. You stop
Yeah.
hunting for them.
I don't hunt for them; they appear.
Yeah, I mean, like, was it Orkins hiring? I mean, it might be a cool gig.
I don't want to be around them.
Just murder for free. No, but like I just move them around and because I know the other spiders are watching. And I know they're like, that fucking guy, when he goes to sleep.
That's
I'm
why
gonna
they
go
come
in his-
after me.
Yeah, I'm gonna go in his ass, I'm gonna go in his ears, I'm gonna go in his fucking nose.
Dude.
And we're gonna like hang
Maybe
out.
it's in my ear. Maybe there's something weird in my ear.
there could
bro.
I mean, that's actually been a thing.
Oh, I
Not-
know.
I
I've
hope
seen
that's
plenty
not
of
the
videos on
case.
TikTok of people pulling shit out of ears. But
Yeah, I don't
again,
wanna, like-
it doesn't hurt. Here's the thing. No pain.
You just feel
just
sick,
uncomfort.
kind of.
So
Yeah.
like, no, I feel totally.
Is it just one? It's just one side, right?
Well, sorry, we keep bringing this back to my fucking ear. It's either
It's a good
this
topic.
one's doing too much work,
Yeah.
or this one's not doing enough, and I don't know what's normal anymore.
Yeah.
That's the terrifying part. Is like I don't know if I plug this one, everything's supposed to sound like this, or if I plug this one, everything's supposed to sound like this. This side feels better.
Yeah.
This one feels really clogged, so it's got to be this one. Okay.
Well,
I'm done talking about my ear.
But I just want to give you my rudimentary diagnosis. It's probably not monkeypox.
Okay.
I think
You don't think so?
Probably.
No.
Spider pox?
It could be spider pox. It could be a spider. Could be something. But I think you're gonna be all right. I would like to know how you fare after.
Okay.
Let us
The
know.
last thing that needs to happen is me needing to somehow go to the doctor because I've paid for health insurance for 5 years and I've never used it. I don't know who my doctor is. I don't know where my doctor is. I don't know how to find a doctor. I don't even know
Go to Med 7
where
first.
do you go?
Yeah.
Well, I would probably get diseases from Med 7.
They helped me with my bursitis.
Yeah.
It was great.
Those are the two places. Med 7 and Walmart.
Where
walk
do the
out with a
deers go?
disease.
Do they have like Deer 7?
Oh no! Side of the road.
Fed 7?
Yeah. I mean
that
that's
was a bad joke. Like, I don't even know what that meant.
Fed 7.
Like they're getting fed. I really don't know.
It's okay.
I tried
They
it.
feed themselves,
Look,
dude.
like you gotta pit. You just
They're
gotta.
pretty much self-sufficient.
We're just spitballing.
Yeah. There's no script. It's okay. Fed 7 works.
I'm cutting that.
It works for me. It works. But there was something that I was telling Sam that I thought you might find interesting.
Yes.
We were talking about conspiracies, and I don't, I know we could go on forever, but I'm really into like the moon landing conspiracy. And for full disclosure, I am not a moon landing denier. my opinion of it is I'm more fascinated by the kooky ideas that, you know, that it's fake, right?
Yeah. The spectacle that is the people that think it was faked.
And I find that more interesting than landing on the fucking moon, to be honest.
Yeah. Moon sucks.
Because the moon isn't much.
The moon sucks.
Well, then my whole argument is that's why we didn't go back. It'd sort of be like going to the middle of New Mexico and looking at dirt and someone like, why the fuck haven't you been back? Like, how that trip was cool, right? No, it was not. I did it one time.
The dirt is the same.
Yeah. Or like how many people were like, man, I wish I'd go back to Vietnam in the 60s. That was cool. Nobody fucking said that. It's just not a thing.
Maybe
to
the
do.
Vietnamese, but
Yeah, like, I mean, well, yeah, like, okay, if we take perspective, okay, you know, hopefully that was accounted for, but, you know, like, that makes sense. However, this guy in this podcast was talking about the moon landing. He's a very, like, we did not land on the moon. He has all these theories.
Nice.
This guy's going deep, right? And I'm going to paraphrase because it's not important as to what he said. So he's going in. He's like, yeah, we didn't do this. We didn't do that. It's impossible to do this. He's just fucking lining it up. And I'm just sitting there going, oh yeah, like fucking, of course. That makes sense. Like that could be a possibility.
Yeah. Two shadows. Yeah, weird, right?
I'm doing yard work. I'm like, yeah, of course the flag's not blowing. That's weird.
That's super weird,
yeah.
bro.
And I'm like, you know, cutting the lawn, doing another round in the lawn. And he's like, yeah. And then like, there's these like, tiny little shadows, and they're clearly like light bars from the studio. I'm like,
yeah, I've seen a few studio light bars. Let me tell you,
most likely, yeah. I mean, you figured it out. And then he's like, and you know, one of the things that makes it clear is Jesus always said, and I fucking went, nope, I'm out. No way, you can't do a conspiracy with a conspiracy.
No, you
fucking can't. Who? No, that is so insane that he would be like. We didn't land on the moon, but you know, God says that nope.
That studio lights.
Nope. Yeah, like we can't not do that because the moon landing, even if we have the fake facts, they're fake facts. The biblical hubbub, you know, of years ago, that is just as fucking loony and crazy in terms of conspiracy. Mm-hmm. So you can't quote one to support another.
Yeah.
That is bizarre behavior from a human being who wants me to take them seriously. So I was just telling Sam that like, that was what I was doing before like I came up today. And I thought that you might appreciate just the sheer fucking stupidity of that.
The mental gymnastics that folks get themselves into.
It's a great experience.
It's like, so that's where you landed. Mm-hmm. So like all of this wrapped up, that's where he landed. And not even the moon landing thing. Just like anything in general. Mm-hmm. Literally anything.
Yeah.
You've done, okay. All right. Like,
this is where we are.
This is where we are. And I can't think of anything specific. I mean, there's tons of weird conspiracy theories, but even like even just people that say weird shit or like will just like blatantly believe something without trying even like an upteenth amount of research. Like, you know, you could Google this and like probably find your way to like a middle ground of like, hey, maybe this is bullshit.
Yeah. I mean, my buddy sent me a clip of this guy. I want to say he was like a wrestler or something. And he just sent me a text and he's like, this is what's wrong with everything. And I was like, oh, great. That sounds like I have to read this. Mm-hmm. I have to click on it.
I absolutely have to.
Yeah, because I'm like, everything.
Everything.
It's a strong statement. So,
like all things?
This basically, to sum it up, this guy's like, the opinion, like an opinion is like the lowest form of knowledge. And I was like, I'm hooked. That's so true. Because if like you think about the fact that like everybody has an opinion and it requires nothing of you. It requires no research. It requires nothing. And people just go around just having these fucking opinions, and you are supposed to say, oh yeah, you're right, or I'm convinced by your opinion, when really your opinion is absolutely yours. Yeah. Yours alone, crafted by you, fits your narrative, your view, everything. It actually means nothing. And that's why the whole, you know, opinions are like assholes, you know, like everybody has one type of thing. Yeah. It's like, it's a great thing. And for me, it was like, wow, that like kind of just blew me away that like, it really requires nothing of you to have one. You can have an opinion without actually having any facts.
Yeah.
Because you factor
most people do, actually.
Well, that's what he was getting at, is like the world runs on that. And I kind of feel like that is what's wrong with everything. And I was like, that makes so much sense. It opened up the sky for me, man, that day. I I was like, I get something now. Like something makes sense.
Andrea has said, she keeps like, I don't even know like where this comes up, but she just like, sometimes we'll be talking and she's like, we're all just playing pretend. Like the whole world is just playing. The whole world is just playing pretend that like money is worth something, or that like
it's fucking scary.
Like this land is worth more, or like we need. It's just like we're all just like fucking playing pretend. This goes back to the thing like everybody has an opinion and it like just takes nothing. It's like we're all just like playing pretend. Like,
that's a super spooky statement though.
It's weird.
It's good.
It's weird. Like especially like the money thing. Like we're all like, what is?
It's a piece of paper.
Yeah.
Really.
Like what is that?
But like think about like what she's saying too is like even like not only that with like economically playing pretend, but like even like constitutionally playing pretend, politically playing pretend, but also like Instagram playing pretend, like
we're all just playing pretend.
You see that you see this stuff on Instagram. People line up their cups and their fucking drink and get the light. I have never noticed drinking my soda at McDonald's how beautiful the table and the fucking McNuggets looked. Never.
It's because they don't.
I've never blocked the shot and made sure that it it had depth and never done it. A lot of people spend a lot of time on that. Like, have you ever noticed how fucking great most people's lives are? Amongst all the shit that's happened.
That's true.
You go on Twitter, they're bitching about the world ending and how everybody is a piece of shit. And yet you're like, but your Instagram says everything's
great.
A-O fucking K.
Yeah.
That is an amazing dinner table you have.
Yeah.
Like, you're doing fine. Other than all the other stuff that you're complaining about.
I'm reading this book right now. It's called Stolen Focus. And it's about how like our phones are basically like we can't stay focused on stuff like at all anymore because of our phones, and just kind of like how it's changed the world and everything like that. And it's really great. But he is talking about how he interviewed this guy who said that the medium is the message. And so like Twitter, like if the medium is Twitter, the message is that like life, that like your opinion, your life, the way you feel about something is 260 characters, and that's it. And that's not true. Yeah. And like the medium of Instagram is that like your fucking life is great and you show everybody the highlights.
Yeah.
And that's not true. And that's like really disrupting our ability to like cling on to something or like find some deeper meaning and stuff, is because you're on Twitter and you're just like, that opinion is like that person and that's all that matters. And like life has nuance and context, and that's kind of a whole nother thing. But
it's interesting, right? It's an interesting observation. And when you start to look at like how distracted we are, like this is how distracted we are. There was an update for my car the other day that allows a chime when the light's green. Okay. There's no other reason to have that other than, we know you fuckers are not paying attention. This is for you. Right.
Wow.
Like that's
pretty blatant.
Yeah. And it's like, you should be looking at the light. I mean, I do look at my watch or whatever when I'm in my car sometimes. Like I've been testing out. It's kind of cool, but that just is like, that supports exactly what you're talking about. And then you can take it a step further and you look at like all of the things that people say, all the things that they show and they do. It is all just pretend. And we're taking the whole Hitchcock's famous quote of, movies are just real life with the boring parts cut out. Yeah, like we're editing everything now.
Yeah.
Everything's edited. Mm-hmm. So when somebody has a genuine complaint and people go, it's no one's solving it, or it's not getting solved and we don't pay attention. You want to know why? It's because on one hand you're complaining, on the other hand you're editing that out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You're actually zeroing out your fucking cause.
Yeah.
Because you're like, I hate my life. It sucks. Everybody's a piece of shit. Look at
all my great friends at the pool party. Yeah,
exactly. Yeah, carrot juice at 2 p.m. Like
take me back to Florence.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Like that is a zero out. Like and to me, it's like that's part of the problem. And I guess you can go into technology is in fact stealing us away from ourselves.
Mm-hmm. And how like Facebook and all the the big tech is that all these apps they're specifically designed to take your attention to it and for you to not be off of it. Like if your eyes aren't looking at your screen, that's less ad revenue for them and that's bad for business. Mm-hmm. These are publicly traded companies. Like they don't fuck around. You think Google is fucking around? No, they're not. You think Facebook is fucking around? Well, they're fucking around with all our shit, but you think they're messing around with their shareholders? Like hell no. It's a fucking multi-billion-dollar industry. Like You think they care? Like they don't care.
Yeah. There's something really scary in that too. I mean, when you bring in the motivation of why $1 billion business would go through the motions and the heartache and skip all the stuff that might like actually hurt you, to get to, the means to the end. They're gonna if 1 million or 2 million people get totally fucked up along the way, the money comes in.
They're gonna make their nut.
Yeah. I mean, it's sort of like healthcare in a lot of ways. Like, it's just an aggregate thing. Yeah. Like, there's the product deploying, and then there's all the shit in the middle, and then like we wait for results. Okay, it's positive. Keep doing it. It seems like a very simple sort of pipeline, and we're the middle part, the consumers, and we just consume the shit out of. I guess technology has really shown the shitty side of humanity, I think, in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
Not only the shitty side is in like the stupidity, the lemming aspect, but just sort of the God complex, the the narcissism. All of these things are, selfies. Mm-hmm. I mean, that's all I got to say, right?
Yeah. Picture of yourself.
Picture of you
cool.
to show to other people who've probably seen what you fucking look like.
Yeah.
And they don't care.
To remind them, it's me.
I'm happy today.
Yeah, like, no, you're not.
Yeah. You would be posting it if you were
happy.
happy.
You're not happy. If you were happy, like, you'd be off doing something.
Something happy. Yeah.
But you're not. You're pretending.
Yeah. We'll just,
It's just fucked. But, we could go down a dark fucking road, and with your ear in that state, we probably shouldn't.
Probably not. I'm really, really fragile right now because I'm like a tiny bird or something.
Yeah, exactly. So like it's like a clipped wing, like in a storm.
Definitely.
Something along those lines. So we don't want to do that.
You're definitely going to get eaten.
Yeah. Oh, fuck. By a deer, you think?
Yeah. Fucking, has that ever happened? I mean, like, I know cats will do it if you die, but like, do you think if you died in like the forest that a fucking deer would eat you? Or that probably not that
I don't
type
think
of predator.
so.
I don't think a deer's smart enough to realize that's how it would survive.
I think if you decayed enough.
Yeah.
I don't think it's like a bear where it's going to like smell your blood coursing through your veins.
Well, they're not meat eaters, right?
No, they're herbivores.
Yeah, like
deer?
they wouldn't.
Yeah.
Yeah, true.
I guess so that makes sense. But yeah, like any other animal, you're kind of just fair game. Oh, they're just going to just nibble on you.
If the buzzards don't get you first.
Which is scary. Like every time that we live in a field basically out where we live, Sam, and like you can see sometimes there's buzzards or there's hawks or whatever, and it's like it's weird because when you see that, it's not because they're just pretty birds in the sky. Oh. No, it's death is near.
Yeah.
Something's dead. It's just like a fucking omen.
It is. Yeah, it is weird.
Like crows aren't even that scary. Like crows are fucking cool. Those actually mean dead thing.
What do you think of all this?
Dying.
Have you heard all these people? Like not all these people, but for some reason, people are like love crows now. Like there's like this whole new wave of people that love crows because
is that the new bit?
Because they're super smart. Apparently they're like really intelligent and.
I thought all birds were like kind of dumb.
I don't think so. I don't know. I thought crows.
Am I just dumb?
Maybe I thought crows were pretty smart.
We're humans,
but,
so yeah.
True. I don't know. You sound like you were up on your birds, but
well, I've always been a crow fan aesthetically. I don't know how intelligent they are. I do know that a group of them is called a murder of crows, and I've always thought that was
what?
Yeah. I've always thought that was really cool. Like who?
Well, unless you're like some old timey fucking guy who saw a bunch of crows and believed in seven gods and
just some polytheistic.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, Jesus always says.
Yeah, right.
I mean, where would they get a moon that big even to film it? You know what I mean? Like, how'd they do that? That's my question.
It is such a great point. And then you throw in the Stanley Kubrick stuff, and that's when I go.
What's the Stanley Kubrick stuff?
Well, there's a whole theory that like he was hired to shoot, to direct, to create with the government the set because he had done 2001, which oddly enough the timelines are fucking right next to each other,
like Jesus said.
Yeah, and if you read the Bible, Stanley, it's like no, but there's like I can see their correlation. They're like, oh, the 60s you had 2001, and then you had the moon landing. Obviously, Stanley Kubrick went from one studio to the other, and they just shot it and then just fed it like a live feed, and Wow. I love conspiracy.
People really believe that.
Does that mean Kubrick was also brainwashing people after he did Clockwork Orange?
Well, the people think that his hint to the Apollo landing is all throughout The Shining. There's a documentary that discusses
People
a
have
lot of
so
that.
much time on their hands.
They really
My
do.
God.
I mean, it's fascinating. Again,
Well, they have working ears, so they can get more
That's
done.
true. Yeah, I can only walk in like a squiggly line now.
he's just circling all day. Like it's just
No, that's you, mono knee.
it is true. Yeah,
Dude, both of us together, we might have like a superpower or
holy
something.
shit, we're like a buddy comedy.
Yeah, because
that nobody's
I
watching.
could probably hear a train coming from like 30 miles away, dude.
Yeah, but then
I
you're
just
like
put my ear
run,
to
and
the
I'm
ground.
like, ah! Like I keep ending up in the same place, Tyler. Like fucking useless am I? You're like, hey, can you grab me a water? I'm like, wait, you're right in the same spot.
And then
I
I
know.
get stabbed on my left side.
Right.
You're like, dude, what happened? You're like, I couldn't hear. You're
Yeah.
like, I was all the way over there. I was running in circles, man. I couldn't see it.
I literally, they're like, Jordan's over there running in circles. I'm like, but it's not like one of those phrases.
It sounds like a movie.
He's actually running in circles. Yeah, because it is a thing where you don't want to put any pressure on it. Just like you probably don't want to lay on one side of it, the ear. So yeah, we'd be fucked. Let's not.
Sam, you're our only hope.
Yeah,
Oh God.
you're healthy, right?
Yeah.
You're good. Okay.
Well, if there's a spider anywhere, I'm out. You guys
Yeah.
are on your own.
Good lord.
Why are there not more spider movies? Don't say Spider-Man. That's
No.
not what we're
No.
talking about.
I
But,
wouldn't
like,
You
do
got
that. I know
eight-legged
what you're
freaks and
talking
arachnophobia.
I haven't seen
Yeah, Good Freaks
Arachnophobia.
is fucking great, dude. Do
They're both
yourself
good.
do yourself a favor. Arachnophobia is kind of like a Spielberg horror movie.
Spielberg did it.
No, it was Frank Marsh. Was it Frank Marshall? Anyways, if the audience cares, I might be wrong, but I believe he directed it, which was one of Spielberg's producing partners for years. So it has like a lot of charm, just in the characters, small town, like spiders come in. It's not entirely scary, but it's actually a great fucking movie. And John Goodman's this exterminator that comes in, and he's like the life of the show. He's like the life of the movie. Because he comes in and he's like trying to take out like insane spiders. The spider count just keeps getting amped up until you have this like just all it is spiders. It's a really fun movie.
Because it seems like spiders are used in movies a lot as like a bad omens
Yeah.
or like creepy, like people have visions and there's always spiders on them. But
Right.
like, where are the giant spiders at, dude? Like,
That's a good question. I
do
mean,
you think it's like, is it just kind of too easy? Is it like, hey, you make giant spiders, people are afraid, or is it like Eight-Legged Freaks was kind of like the one that was like
It's
pretty-
Frank Marshall.
yeah, was it okay? The Eight-Legged Freaks thing is interesting because like with that movie, when you had a young Scarlett Johansson.
She's in that movie.
Yeah, and David Arquette.
And David Arquette.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's really fun.
Yeah.
Like you have, spiders,
I
motorcycles.
do remember
like,
it being like a pretty wacky movie.
Well,
Yeah.
I mean, these things are like skyscrapers.
Yeah.
Like they're
Yeah.
huge. Like
Yeah, it's a really fun movie. Then you also had Starship Troopers had a lot of bugs.
yeah.
I love that movie anyways. But that's more of a political film. But again, like the whole giant bug spider thing is cool. But there's also there's another spider.
Enemy.
Yeah, at the end.
But I know it's not like a main plot of the story. But I really liked how they used it.
Yeah.
In that movie.
Yeah.
It was really cool.
feel
We
like they're
can't
always
bring
used
up
in movies.
Wild Wild West either. That's a no. That's a mechanical
I
spider
thought about it.
in a very bad movie.
What's that movie?
Wild Wild West. Will
Oh,
Smith.
that was Will Smith.
Yeah. The
Cancel.
Wild Wild West.
Yeah, it's just
Hey, he apologized,
Yeah.
and Chris Rock did not.
They should make like a Southpaw movie with him, like a boxing movie.
Dude,
It'd be
that-
fucking great, where he's just throwing right-handers the whole fucking movie.
Open hand though.
Open hand.
They should make like the slap competition.
Oh,
He should be like the spokesperson.
yeah.
that
An
was
ambassador.
Dude, were you guys watching the Oscar? Were you guys watching when that happened?
I was, and I thought it was a bit,
So, I
and then I got on Twitter.
yeah, that's where I got the information from. I wasn't watching because I don't watch the
Instagram, actually, I don't
Oscars anymore. They just
I had nothing else to do.
Well,
so.
I get why people watch it, but I mean, I just was doing something else that night. In fact, I think I was working or something. But so when that happened and I got on, and I actually thought it was a bit too. I was like, that's got to be totally fake. Like, no,
It looked fake the way he hit him.
yeah, like not even a Scientologist would do something that crazy.
What?
But he did.
Wait, he did. Yeah.
I'm like, so then I'm like, what in the fuck actually went down? And I kept waiting for like the new information, the new angle, the thing.
There was no.
The thing that
You're like,
somebody
ooh,
was.
the silence is
Yeah.
deafening. Like,
And I was like, no, it's really just one of the most bizarre things I've ever seen in my life.
it's very, very weird human interaction.
Like, I don't know those people.
And it might be like
It was uncomfortable.
the last thing you'd expect from Will Smith too, because he seems so even keel, level headed.
It seemed like a cool dude.
Yeah.
But there's something happening there's a dynamic there that maybe the we're not privy to, but even that wasn't like revealed. It was just uncomfortable to look at.
Yeah.
It was just so unbelievably uncomfortable.
And he says Jada didn't tell him to do anything. Do we believe that?
I mean, what was she like? As soon as he said it, she was like, "Can you go slap this?" Fucking
Well, she looked right
idiot?"
at him and was like, "What the fuck you gonna do?" Like,
Right.
Because at first they show Will. At first he's fucking laughing, and then he looks at her. He's like, "Fuck!" Like,
God damn it!
Yeah, but like where
Like he locked the keys in the car, or something like that. Like, or she left her purse inside. He's like, "All right, I'll fucking take care of it."
right, no, and
Damn it, Baldy.
It's what's weird because he does sort of have that moment where he's like, "Oh, okay, I have to
do something.
Yeah, and it was like there was no signaling between them. Like when you look at the footage, it's sort of like he realized, I have to do something, but you're like, but why?
Yeah, or like, why now?
Yeah, and like Chris Rock, like
Yeah, like
he's kind of an American treasure. Like, why would you slap him
he's
on
got
stage?
more clout than you, Will. Like,
Right. Even though the Saw movie was one of the worst movies Spiral was one of the worst movies ever made on planet fucking Earth.
it wasn't great.
You hated it?
Oh, Spiral?
I didn't love it, but I wasn't like.
It didn't do well for the Saw franchise.
I don't hate movies. I wish I could disinvent that fucking thing. Really? Yeah, it was such a poorly made, fucking hyper colored, wacky camera movement, puppet killer, fucking wackadoo bullshit movie.
Moon landing,
fucking
bullshit.
yeah. Stanley Kubrick on drugs fucking movie. I just was not into it. I could not. It just kept feeling like we're using IP. Like we're using IP. And it was Darren Pausman who did like Saw 2 and 3 and 4.
And 2's my favorite one.
And I was like, what happened? And I know what happened. Like Chris Rock had an idea.
Yeah.
That's what
I
happened.
know it was a terrible
Yeah,
one.
was it Chris Rock's idea?
Yeah, he's like, I got a new twist on Saw. It's Saw, but Spiral.
Don't you do comedy? Like,
Yeah.
Weren't you the zebra in Madagascar?
this
That was
is
you, right?
Are we doing Grown Ups 3? Is that your idea?
I couldn't get into it, and I don't like to talk ill of films. That movie, when I sat down from the movie started to the end of the film, I was like,
What is this?
what a fucking waste of time.
Weird.
And that doesn't happen to me often. I can sit through a lot. I mean, look, I make bad movies. I get it. I never made a bad one with that budget. You know what I mean? Like it's just that's nuts to me that it was just such it was just such a poorly made film. And it's just I don't know what they were going for because it was not scary.
No.
It was gory, and I understand Saw is not.
It's not particularly like scary horror.
It wasn't, but what's the twist? Why?
That's the
what
best
did you
thing
reinvent?
about Saw is there's the crazy twist. There wasn't one in
Wasn't
this.
there at the end like his dad was up on the thing?
Well, they're
and
related,
then-
right? Isn't that what it is?
Yeah.
It's like a relationship between the new
Again,
killer.
I watched it when it came out like last year or so.
It was very forgettable.
I love how of all the movies we have seen in the last year since you were last on, we talk about fucking Spiral.
Yeah. Well, it's just because I had a connection to rock, but that is just a bad movie.
Yeah.
I don't think that movie, even if someone's like, man, some of your top like 3 worst movies you want to watch, I'll be like, I wouldn't do that to somebody.
Like not even for the bit.
Not even for like, ha, I got ya. It's that bad.
Oh, I know my number 1 would be
What?
Willy's Wonderland.
Oh,
That's a pretty bad movie.
it is a pretty bad movie.
You can't talk.
You
can't talk me into any angle that's a good movie.
No, it's pretty bad. And
I just love the fact there's no payoff with no lines. I love it. I was waiting the whole time like he's gonna say something at the very end. He's gonna have one line.
But that is a pretty good movie to suggest somebody like, all right, give me your worst movie.
yeah.
Like Geostorm was pretty good. When we watched Geostorm,
That was pretty
we chose Geostorm. Like that was a pretty good bad movie, but Willy's Wonderland might take the cake. That's a pretty fucking.
Did you think Willy's Wonderland was going to be good though?
No, I did not think it was gonna be good, but I
Right.
thought it was gonna be like classic Cage, which I mean, in a sense, it was. It just didn't
Yeah.
have like the
It felt
words. It's like he
definitely-
forgot his script.
Well, didn't it feel kind of like a like everybody's been trying to chase that Five Nights at Freddy's movie, and they did it with like the Banana Splits, which is a far better film than Willy's Wonderland, but at the same time you're like, well, that one doesn't have Nicolas Cage. This movie's this movie, like you said, is gonna be
hit.
Yeah, like it's gonna be
already
bad,
gonna
but
be better,
but
yeah.
Cage bad, which I know what I'm getting into.
Like I'm going into like, is it going to be Con Air? Like I'm down for some Con Air,
Oh man, but Con Air's like really good.
but also bad.
But really good bad.
Exactly.
Like, but it's
that's what I'm expecting.
But it almost is like it elevate. It's almost like, oh well, that's a genre unto itself.
Yeah.
Long hair, airplanes, Nic Cage,
And John Malkovich.
and Malvin. It's a fucking great movie, but it's not really bad. It's good.
It gets a pretty heinous rap.
Well, like, would you? Okay, like, so you have you have The Rock, or you have
The movie
Con
or the
Air.
actor?
No, yeah, the movie, The Rock, Con Air, and like Willy's Wonderland, or like Mandy, which is crazy that I could
Mandy
name.
was awesome.
You
I haven't
actually
seen Mandy.
You would like it.
Oh, dude,
It's fucking bananas.
I've heard it's good. I've heard it's really
it's
good.
wacky.
Yeah. I remember I was telling him, I was like, when you watch it, you're in for a fucking, it's not like a visual treat, but it's also just kind of just a stunning kind of thriller,
Yeah, it was awesome.
but just a gnarly like plot.
Is that movie with him who's like a samurai out? Wasn't there a movie where Nick Cage was gonna be like a samurai?
Like,
Wasn't that in the like, where he's like got a bomb strapped to him, right?
Yeah.
No, not Pass. I forget what it's called. Oh,
I don't remember what it's called either. It was a long name.
yeah. But it's like something in the fields, right? Or something.
I don't remember. It's something to do with jujitsu.
I know Bill Moseley's in it.
Yeah.
I don't know if that was, if I remember that or if I remember the movie. I think I just remember the.
I think it had jujitsu in the name of the movie.
Might be. But I was pleasantly surprised by, and I actually mean pleasantly surprised by how bad Willy's Wonderland was. I was like, wow, that's actually not a good film, even with Nicolas Cage. Like,
Even with Nic Cage.
yeah, because it was like, it was definitely out of it was muted. It's kind of a muted film.
What are we snapping at?
I just screen recorded, so I wanted to be able to line up the screen record. I was gonna look up the Nick Cage movie.
That's fine.
Don't be distracted.
Yeah,
Nick
the,
Cage samurai.
Yeah, I mean, I think he's got like a bomb strapped to him. Prisoners of the Ghostland.
There's another one he did called Jujitsu.
Okay.
That's what I'm thinking of.
But I was thinking of Prisoners of Ghostland.
Look at this guy.
Look at him. He's just a legend. Like, and you all saw Pig, right?
I did. I loved it.
You guys loved Pig.
I loved it.
Wonderful film.
You
weren't into it?
I think I had way higher expectations because told me it was like time.
Yeah.
I was a little let down.
I said like top 3.
So like, it got to the end. I was like, that's it. Like
Yeah.
it was still good.
Yeah.
But it was kind of like he had to like talk me into it being good. He's like, it's about like grief and stuff. And I was like, oh yeah, I didn't pick up on that. I just like wanted him to like be crazy and kill somebody or something.
Then you need to watch Mandy.
Yeah. Mandy is definitely like a revenge movie. It's,
Chainsaw battle.
yeah, it has all the outlandish things you want, but also just like got a very creative flair to it, so to speak. The thing that's interesting about Pig is like that movie is definitely about two men just grieving, and I think that's kind of what I loved about it. But it's not. I could see how it's like somebody's like it's this Oscar worthy movie is fucking it's amazing, and then you go in and you're like, but nothing happens.
Yeah.
I can see the
I'm not coming out of nowhere with it.
Yeah, exactly. It's not.
Well, you are.
Yeah,
unusual.
Probably couldn't hear it.
I can hear like something going on outside.
I can hear that too.
There's like a rumbling or something.
No, only I can hear it. It's my superpower.
Prisoners of Ghostland is the one I was thinking of. Which, did you see that?
I did not.
Yeah, it's all I know is Bill's in it because I was like
I think it's on Redbox right now though.
talking to him about it.
I tried to watch Leaving Las Vegas a while ago. I think him and I already talked about it, but like I couldn't get through it. It was like I don't know, and I heard it's like one of his best. It's the one he won an Oscar for, right?
Did he win an Oscar for that?
I'm pretty. He
Yeah.
did.
He
Okay.
either won one
did.
for that or he was nominated.
And
I know he was nominated.
That's like one of the.
Yeah. It's a great movie.
Like quintessential Nick
It
Cage
is.
movie. So I need to come back around and watch it, but
Yeah,
I think maybe
it's-
it just took too long to get into
to get
it.
to the actual like meat of it.
Yeah.
He's done so many movies over his career that like how could you not have a couple of misses?
Right.
Totally.
But even some
It's
of
like
his,
Sam Jackson. Like,
yeah, but even some of his misses are like are really fun movies.
Mom and Dad.
Right, that's actually pretty good.
Oh, I didn't hate that movie.
I thought it was
I thought it
awesome.
was a fun movie,
yeah,
actually.
Mom and Dad is good.
That's what you want. You want like this very unbelievable storyline, but like Nic Cage like being fucking Nic Cage, just being like
Unhinged.
like unhinged, doing the Nic Cage thing.
But like The Rock, to me, is not Nic Cage doing Nic Cage unhinged. That's like movie star Nic Cage doing like action drama.
Yeah.
Nic Cage, and he's great at that. Can you imagine if he was Superman though? Like some of the test stuff you saw from the early days.
I haven't seen that.
Yeah, if you like Google like Nic Cage Superman, because at one point he was going to play Superman. There's like him in his Superman suit, like them doing, trying out.
I need that.
The costume. It's really cool. He's got long hair and it's a really weird looking Superman. But
See, we need a different looking Superman.
But it's Nic Cage. Nic Cage Superman. He's a big comic book guy.
Yeah, I knew that.
I mean, Ghost Rider. I mean, he was in the comic book world.
Now, as much as I don't like that movie,
Yeah,
I don't see anyone else who can cast for that movie.
he was great, dude. Like, he
Both
really
of
was.
them, by the way.
Yeah. What about Gone in 60 Seconds?
Love it.
Also,
Haven't seen
Blockbuster Cage.
Yep.
Doing blockbuster shit.
Raising Arizona was good too.
Yeah, that was like nobody knew
80s,
who
yeah.
he was, right? I mean, he was
Yeah.
kind of like Baby Cage.
Face Off, Blockbuster.
Fuck
Oh,
yeah,
Face Off, dude.
Face
That's a
Off.
sick fucking
Yeah.
movie.
Face
Love
Off
Face
is-
Off.
It's a wonderful film. I mean, he's done so many good
National
movies.
Treasure 1.
Yeah, the National Treasure movies are pretty good.
They're great. You see, there's a series now.
Is there?
On
Disney
Disney,
Plus,
right?
yeah.
It's not with him though.
No, but I don't. That's the thing. Is like, why not? Why can't he be in it every now and then?
Right.
Or, show up in it. He was really great.
Like, it would be great if it was like his son, and then he was like, "Dad, I need help."
It is a
goes to Big
smart.
Nick.
It's kind of a smart idea though. Like this guy going around stealing shit to preserve it. I guess
Yeah.
like it's
I
I
love
guess
the
the writing
concept.
doesn't have
Treasure
to for
protectors.
for a series, right? Like
Absolutely.
it's not like a terrible idea.
I'm 100% into that concept.
Yeah.
And keeping it alive. I don't know what Disney's going to do with it, but I assume it's going to be along those lines. But I'm very into it, and I hope to watch it. There's a lot of, I think, possibilities since he just did the last movie.
Yeah.
That we might see more Cage on his own terms.
I sure hope so.
And it won't be like the last Nic Cage movie. Even though if it was and he retired,
What a career!
what a hell of a movie to go out
What a
on.
career!
Yeah, he might be in the next Face Off. Who knows?
Is there another Face Off?
They're I think they've been developing it for a bit now.
Okay.
Is he in, and not in your guys' opinion, but of the public's opinion, like a general poll, do you think he would be in the top tier of actors?
No.
Like,
I don't.
do you think
so.
he's respected like that?
I do think he.
I
has,
think within the actor world he is.
Yeah, because I think
It's
he
kind of
can-
like the actor's actor, I guess. Like,
Yeah.
kind of respect that a lot.
Well, he is, but also like, how could you deny him that when he did do Pig?
Yeah.
Because there was no reason for him to be that good. But wait, then you're like, oh wait, he's a phenomenal actor.
He's the actor where if he never wins an Oscar, he wins the Lifetime Achievement Award Oscar.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, he's one of my favorites for sure.
Yeah.
And he's Dracula
Yeah.
in some of the pictures.
I've seen some.
holy
You showed me
shit.
some. I was like, oh, I can't wait for that.
he like
Who else do you cast?
No, you cast Nic Cage. If you want a new Dracula, Nic Cage is the way to go. I'm excited.
I know I am too.
There's a lot of movies that are coming out that I want to see.